We look like we're on the fucking edge of our seats here.
I am on the edge of the seat. I don't want to just be sitting there
I
like...
know.
So you know what?
I really like Batman suits.
Hey, what's up guys? I'm Jibby.
I'm Chris.
And this is episode 3 of Talk Nerdy to Me.
This is our Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice spoiler review.
If you've not seen the film, look away now.
So we're going to talk about the film in depth, everything we liked, everything we didn't like. I've got a feeling there's going to be more dislikes than likes, but we'll get to that. So, I just want to have a little mini rant first of all. It was a disappointment to us both, I think.
Yeah, I think we both walked out of there, head on our hands. This isn't happening. You know when your dog's about to be put down and you think, oh, hold on, is this where the vet's coming out now to tell me the dog isn't going to be put down, and then there's the dog dead in the hand. It was just, there was a lot of disappointed looks between moviegoers, me and you just had to look around. There was a very sombre feeling.
It was a disappointment. I think because there was so much anticipation for this film. We've been waiting for it for such a long time. So, to be honest, I'm sick to death of talking about this film. This will be my final words on the matter. So, if anybody asks me in the future, what did you think about Batman v Superman? I will send them this link to this video and say just watch it, because I'm not fucking talking about this again. One person said to me, oh, it's just a different way of like telling a story. Film directors have different ways of telling a story.
Yeah, they do.
Looking at it objectively, as a film, and not a superhero movie, and not a fan of comic books, this is a bad film. It's incoherent.
Right.
There's bad acting at times. Most of the film is bad acting, in my opinion.
Okay.
The score is terrible.
The score was weird.
It's no wonder he's quit scores for superhero films.
What was with the whole, whenever Wonder Woman was on, the Amazon...
Yeah.
Oh, hold on, Wonder Woman's here.
Scores should be something that complement the action and what's going on and the storyline and the plot, if there was one. The editing was terrible. It was like watching a 2.5 hour trailer.
That's a really good way of putting it, actually. That's a very good way.
There was unnecessary scenes, which I'll go into.
Oh god, yeah, no, that's.
There was missing scenes that were missing entirely, which caused the plot to not make sense. Holes everywhere. Let's talk about the dream sequences.
So you want to start with the dream sequences?
The film starts off with a fucking dream sequence. It's a mini origin story of Bruce Wayne / Batman.
I'm glad they settled that, by the way, because I had no idea how on earth Bruce Wayne became Batman.
I agree with the way that it was put in like a little 5-minute section.
Yeah, it needed. I thought it was still a bit too long, but that might be me having heard the same story again and again. Oh, the pearls are on the pavement. Oh no, the fucking pearls!
How many times have we had to see those fucking pearls?
Yeah, I mean, she got shot in the face.
She looked pretty.
She got shot right in the face.
That would have been a bloodbath. They made sure that you knew his mum's name was Martha, because the film starts out and technically it's a dream sequence.
Yeah.
Because
I hoped it was, because he began floating up a well of bats. It was like, this is not how I began going, hold on, no.
They start circling him and thumb a batnado. And he and then he starts levitating off the fucking ground, like in a Christ pose.
I thought this was really odd.
I was sat there and I was looking at Diz and I was looking around like, is everyone cool with this? And that's what happened in the dream.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, thank God.
Oh. Okay, well I'm relieved now, but at the same time I'm pissed off.
Was that
the second dream sequence?
It's the desert one.
Was
wasn't it?
Yeah, or was it the desert one, or was it the one where he sees that giant bat coming out of his mother's tomb?
I liked that though, and there's blood, and he goes, oh, there's this blood behind the grave, and then he looks up.
Then it was like Man Bat.
It was like Man Bat.
Yeah,
actually.
It was really weird.
That was all that was needed to show the terror, the inner torment of Bruce Wayne.
So Batman has nightmares because he's a bit fucked up.
He is a bit messed up, is Batman.
That brings us up to 2, right?
2.
The third dream sequence was purely there to sell a toy, but they're actually selling it as Batman, Nightmare Batman. That's the name of the toy. So that sequence was really odd. Did you notice that dude with the camera that gets shot, that's Jimmy Olsen? Killed him.
That was it. That was the only cameo he got, wasn't it? Or something like that, yeah.
That was Jimmy Olsen. That's setting up Darkseid, right? We see the big Omega and the boom tubes and the sand and all that.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh fuck, that's Darkseid, right? Then we see Parademons. But the Parademons were helping out the Superman troops.
But it's his dream. Why is he dreaming of Darkseid?
First of all, why is he dreaming of Darkseid? Is he having premonitions?
I thought this could have been its own separate entity. This whole dream sequence could have been, one of them one-shots where Batman, last man standing against the world, he now has to kill people. But I thought it was he killed people in his dream, and I thought that was weird. And then it turned out it was fine.
You know
he did it in the film.
It's a dream, but it's also a vision. Which brings us on to the fourth dream sequence.
God, on the fourth one?
Which brings us on to the fourth dream sequence of the film, which is where Batman falls asleep at his computer, and then all of a sudden this like weird portal opens up. The Flash comes out this portal and says to him, "Gotta go back, Marty. We gotta go back."
After I came out of the film, I thought that didn't need to be in there.
Hang on a minute. Why is he dreaming about a vision about a dude that he's never met before? It makes no sense at all.
It's Alfred!
It was fucking...
This Hypno is really good.
That brings us on to the unanswered questions. I'm cool with unanswered questions in films. The Force Awakens did it. They didn't answer anything. They just gave us more questions.
But not in a good way.
Nothing made sense. Here's the start of something, this little storyline, and here's the end of it. There's nothing in the middle. Pacing of the film.
Everyone, this is really universally paramount. Everyone can tell. I don't know who was watching this film, this final cut of this film. I want to know who turned to the others and went, "This is fine. This is fine. Isn't even acceptable." Nothing was left to resonate with the watcher. It just went from scene to scene to scene to scene, and it felt that annoying and that repetitive, even just verbally saying.
You also noticed the unnecessary scene where he's on a mountain.
With his was this a dream? Does this count as a dream sequence?
Yes, because it wasn't real. Because his dad's dead.
Oh my God! I didn't listen to one word his dad said because it was that boring.
That was one part of the film when I noticed that I wasn't giving a shit anymore and wasn't listening.
Yeah.
I was sat there and I was drifting out and I was thinking,
who plays the dad again? I feel bad for not knowing this.
I don't know, but it doesn't matter because he's ghost dad and he's telling him a story that he's never heard before.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make sense either.
Why did they keep that scene in? Why do we need to show about 3 or 4 different people chasing Lex Luthor? Oh, I've discovered Lex is up to something. Lois Lane. I've discovered Lex is up to something.
Right, this is
Bruce Wayne. Wonder Woman's chasing Lex. Everyone apart from Superman's not chasing Lex. He's after Bruce Wayne.
Nothing matters. The amount of
it's
things
painful
in this
to talk about this. So for Batman's biggest plot hole for me was Martha. Would that really stop him? He so far hasn't listened during the entire Batman v Superman fight, which only lasts 8 minutes. During the entire fight, he hasn't. Superman's going, "No, stop! Listen to me. Let's just set us up. Boom! No, stop! Listen to me." And then the one thing that stops Batman finally killing him, which he's been killing people. That's another weird one, but whatever. Is he goes, "Martha, what was that? Me mum." Did you speak to me, man? Your mum, same name. Fucking hell.
He has that spear. And he cuts his face and he's like, "Do you bleed?" Oh, he does, he fucking bleeds, doesn't he? And then he gets the spear. And he throws the spear.
Yeah!
Batman wouldn't do that. He wouldn't just throw that and just leave it there.
So that's just Batman. And also Batman did do some very bad detective work in this. Like Diz points out, he did Google something. Lois Lane comes off as being the classic, he was an investigative reporter in the first one, and then you tried to give her an investigative role, but then they wrote it out.
Oh, LexCorp, they made the bullets, but why would they want Superman in the middle of the day? Oh shit!
No. It's so terribly written, it's actually really hard to talk about this coherently. Yeah. There's no thread for us to follow. There's no thread in this film for us to follow. There's no trail of crumbs. It's a mess. The bad acting. If we go through the actors, I'm guessing you didn't like Henry Cavill.
I didn't like Henry Cavill. I thought.
But you think it's his acting? It wasn't the directing or the editing where the director said, "Henry, I need to play Superman, but Superman on a bit of a low."
He knows that he's going to go and commit suicide and kill Doomsday, and he turns to Lois and he's like, "I love you." And it's just like, I don't even believe you, dude. Like, Batfleck was fine. I thought he had moments where his acting was a bit off.
I don't think it was his own. Again, I think it was just like how it was written. The story he's having to deal with. That warehouse scene, which we'll touch upon later, fantastic. The scene ends with you falling out a window with his mum, and you say, "I'm with your son," or whatever. And she goes, "Oh, I know you've got a kid."
They were like, "Oh shit, we've got that thing from the trailer coming up where is she with you? I thought she was with you. We've got that joke coming up, or one joke. We need another one before it." And it was just.
It would have nice to have had a bit of humour in. Marvel are like really light, and then have a bit of darkness to them. We'll accept that they want these films to be dark, but we still want a bit of light in. Like when there's a Joker story going on, when it gets really dark, there's still bits you laugh at.
I've talked about this film now as a film, as a movie. Right. Now, from a comic book fan's point of view, this was dire. They tried to mash up two of the biggest storylines in DC history.
Yeah.
The death of Superman and The Dark Knight Returns.
Well, if I had said to you, dude, I've just come back from the studios.
Yeah.
They're doing Batman v Superman, but I get this right. They're doing it based on The Dark Knight Returns, but at the end, they're doing the death of Superman. I think it was possible. I think it was totally possible. But they pushed. But no, when you think about it, there's so much crap in between. That first 15 minutes, and there was nothing. Oh, Batman and Superman are getting a bit tense. Nothing. Oh, setting up a bit for Justice League. Oh, Batman and Superman fighting. Nothing. Oh, Doomsday!
Yeah, the death of Superman lasted about 10 minutes at the end. That was that from that storyline, from that book. And Dark Knight Returns, that was about 10 minutes of them fighting of him in armour and him using the kryptonic gas. You know, so those were the only parts where they had those storylines in, really. The rest of the film was just bollocks. Like, it was just...
Dawn of Justice.
Oh, we're trying to do a bit of fan service here. We're going to stick to the source material. You know, it was just a prime example of how that can go completely wrong.
Things that didn't make sense to me. How did Lex know that his blood and the body of Zod in that machine would make Doomsday? Number two, why did he cut off the tips of all of Zod's fingers to activate the
That's how you get into Kryptonian software.
Yeah. But
why
then
don't you chop off his hand?
Well, no, you say that, but he had Zod with him. Why didn't he just go... Why did he need to cut off the fingertips? He had Zod!
The crashed spaceship.
Yeah.
They have some sort of Kryptonian Lazarus pit for some reason.
Yeah.
And it's just there. And they haven't gained the knowledge from the 10,000 million planets that Lex did.
Think about that. Yeah, why did he
Kryptonian spaceships have zero security protocol? Somebody walks in.
Although in the first one it was shown that Lois walked into Superman's ship and immediately there was robots attacking him.
So would you like to be in charge? Yes.
Yes, that'd be nice. We know why Batman goes for Superman. We know his lead up, his build up. He doesn't like Superman, he thinks he's dangerous, he's seen him kill all his family. Superman, we thought in the trailer, was just going to go, and kind of in the first beginning of the film, I don't like the Bat, I don't like his ways, and this is going to be, they both don't like their methods, and that's why they're going to fight. But near the end, Superman kind of forgets about Batman, and then in the end they just say, I've kidnapped your mum. How did Lex know that Batman was going to challenge him that night? Batman decides that night, with training, that he is going to take on Superman. Lex doesn't know that at all. Lex then kidnaps his mum on the exact same night, and then says,
"What are the chances of that happening?"
It's true. You've got mail.